Hi, good evening, Aditya.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, we'll wait for a couple of minutes. Okay, meanwhile, others will join. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mahi. Yeah, good evening, everyone. So, how was the OPP one?
Sir, it was tough.
Tough. Okay. What about others?
Sir, I just did two questions and then the second question half test cases first. But I don't know what's the correct answer of that question. That connection DB question. I want the answer.
Okay, okay. Okay, Aditya. So, you are feeling tough, right?
Yes, sir.
What about Anurag and Samir?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Anurag.
Yes, sir. OPP was tough for me also because I was not able to solve the questions, sir.
Okay, Samir, Paramita, Ghosh, what about you? Actually, so if you go through all what we call uh, all live session, live coding questions and PPAs, GRPAs, so it is very easy, right?
Yeah, so I tried, but at the exam time, I don't know what happened. I was not able to clear the test cases.
Okay, okay. So that's why you
Sir,
need lot of practice, right?
yeah, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, is there
Yeah.
any other source for practice also? Because in
See,
theory we are able to clear it, but main
yeah.
problem is OPT.
See Anurag, see
Yes, sir.
Anurag, see. So if you practice PPS, GRPS, live coding questions, it is very much okay. Okay. So here
Okay.
you should be able to what combine the things also. Why? Because so we won't focus on only particular thing. So here we are going to focus on okay all the topics, right? So that's
Okay.
why okay you should be okay you should be in a position to what cover the all the concepts as well. Okay, GRPS and PPS and live coding questions, then only okay you are able to clear all. Okay, simply you can okay clear out of questions also, 4 out of 4. Okay, so simply you should what you should go through the PQ and GQ questions also. Okay, so
Okay.
if you attempt the PQ GQ questions also, okay, thoroughly,
Yes. Yes,
so
sir.
simply you will get some idea. Okay, why? Because in PPS, GRPS, live coding questions, okay, so we are going to cover almost all topics. If anything missing in the what these live coding questions, okay, so
Okay.
you may cover in the GA also, right? GA and PQGQ questions, right? So that's why PQGQ questions also very important. Okay, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, so
But
you should. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Tell me, Mahin.
Sir, in the connection DB question, there like try and catch is it is. I don't know why they want us to try and catch the exception.
Okay, so actually that is given in the form of what given as a template code, right? You don't need to do anything, right? With the try and catch.
No, sir. The thing is, they ask that if the condition is valid, if the user is valid, then return the connection DB object, and if it is not valid, then I am not sure what about like what should we do when it is not valid.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
They
we'll
don't
see. We'll
clearly
see.
mention.
I will look into that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Archit, what about you? And Lalita?
Sorry, sir, I joined late. What are we discussing about?
Yeah, I'm discussing about how was the OPP.
Yeah, it was good. So,
It was good. Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay. Thanks. Okay. So now I'm going to discuss week 7 contents. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So sorry. I'm going to take the paint. Okay. So in week 7, okay. So what is the first concept in week 7? Exceptions, right? Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So the
Okay.
deadlines for the week 7, week 8 are kept same. Is that some glitch or something?
But I don't know. Can anybody check and okay, confirm?
Because by the time we have deadline for week 8, we won't have any session for week 8. It's showing 30th of July as the deadline, but we only have week 7 uh, content this week, right?
Okay. Okay. I will check that. Okay. If
Yeah.
possible, we will extend it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. So let me discuss about first concept exceptions. Okay. Okay. See here. So actually, before going to discuss about exceptions, so first okay, we need to know about what is error. So any idea what is error? What is error? So when
Sir, you
error is
just need to
occurred.
set up a device error and the resource error.
Okay, okay. See here in Java we have two types of errors. Okay, in Java we have two types of errors. First one is compile time error. Okay, so compile time error, and second one is runtime error. Okay, so runtime error. So what is compile time error? These compile time errors are identified by the compiler. Okay, these compile time errors are identified by the compiler at the time of compilation. Okay, at the time of compilation. And now coming to runtime error. What is runtime error? Okay, before that, okay, so how compile time errors are identified by the compiler? Okay, so here see where every programming language has what some rules. Okay, every programming language has some rules like statement. Okay, statement should be end with the semicolon, and if you write any method for suppose void, okay, add, okay, so you should use what parenthesis. Okay, and your method should be open with this what open curly brace and end with okay curly brace, ended curly brace, right? And if you add one more, what happened? Okay, so it is violating the what rule of Java programming language. Why? Because okay, so every what open brace should be closed with its one what closing brace, right? So all these are what rules of Java programming, right? Whenever you violate, okay, whenever you violate rules of programming language, then you will get compile time errors, right? For suppose int a is equal to 10. Okay, int a is equal to 10. Now if you write like this, okay, what you will get? What you will get?
Compile.
Why? Because here semicolon is not there, right? And system dot out dot println of, okay, system dot out dot println of hello. Okay, system dot out dot println of hello. Now you tell me, is this correct or not?
Is not correct.
Why? Because string should be enclosed in the double quotes. It is not enclosed before, right? So this is not added. Okay, so this is also what compile time error. And see, char c is equal to char c is equal to a. Now you tell me, is this valid or not?
Not valid.
Why?
It depends. If A is a carrier also, then it will be
Yeah,
valid.
char, so it should be enclosed in the single quotes, right? So all these are what compile time errors. Okay, so compile time errors are okay occurred, okay, due to what violating the rules of programming language. Okay, rules of programming language. And these compile time errors are what identified by the compiler at the time of compilation only. Okay, these compile time errors are okay, so we can okay, we can what rectify. Okay, we can rectify these what compile time errors and make our Java programs as executable. Okay, and now coming to runtime error. So these runtime errors, okay, so these runtime errors are generated at the time of what at the time of execution. Okay, at the time of execution these runtime errors are generated. Okay, so there are several what we call situations we will get what compile time, sorry, runtime errors. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, so what are the several reasons? Okay, let me extend this. Yeah, let me extend this. Now what I'm doing is here int a is equal to, this is integer array. Okay, new int of int a is equal to new int of 10. Okay, and now here what I am doing is a of 0 is equal to 10. Okay, sop of a of 10. Now you tell me uh, what happened if you try to execute this part of code?
error will occur.
Runtime error.
What?
The index out of bound exception.
Index out of bound. Why?
So because there's no index 10
Okay.
maximum
See
index.
here. Yeah. See here. Okay. So here, let me write 10. Okay. A of 10 is equal to 10. Okay. Actually, so, okay. 0 will print. No, no, no. See, actually, here, okay. See here, whenever you give 10, so its maximum index is what? 9. 0 to 9. Okay. So 0 to 9. So whenever you try to print, okay, a of 10, okay, whenever you try to print a of 10, or whenever you try to assign value here, okay, here, so it will give what? Error. Which type error? Which time error? Compile time error or runtime error?
Runtime error.
Runtime.
Runtime error. Why? Because so compiler won't okay identify these kind of errors. Okay, these kind of errors. See here, here, see a of 10 is equal to 10. What compiler will check? So whether you written everything syntactically correct or not. Everything is okay correct syntactically, and this array gets what? For this array, memory is allocated. Here, see, you are using new operator to allocate memory for what? This array, right? You are allocating memory to this array at the time of execution by using new operator. Okay, so compile time, okay, this memory is not allocated. Okay, so at runtime memory is allocated. So here a of 10 is equal to 10 means here at this index, okay, this value is assigned at runtime only, not at the compile time. Even it is valid index. For suppose even it is a of 1 is equal to 10, even you give valid index. Okay, so at this index, this value is assigned at the time of execution only. So that's why, okay, compiler not able to what? Not able to, okay, find out these type of errors. Okay, so now, okay, at the time of execution, if you try to assign 10 to this index, okay, what happened? Actually, okay, memory is allocated like this. Okay, so 10 blocks of memory. Okay, 10 blocks of memory. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay, 9. Okay, 8, 9. Okay, yeah, now, okay, if you write a of 10, now it is going to check, okay, the maximum index. So there is no index with the 10. Okay, now it is what? Out of its range. So simply it will return what? Array index. Simply it will rise exception. Okay, runtime error, it will rise runtime error, that is array index, okay, out of bounds exception. Okay, array index out of bounds exception is thrown at the time of execution. Okay, so let me, okay, so do that. This test, I will do this. I will take sample. Okay, yeah.
So why do we call it runtime error if it's an exception?
See, runtime error is also called exception. Simple. Okay, so runtime error is also called exception. Okay, yeah. See here, int a is equal to new int of, okay, new int of 10. Okay, new int of 10. Now what I am doing is a of 10 is equal to, okay, is equal to 12. Okay, this out a of 10. See here, there is no compile time error, right? There is no compile time error. Now if you try to execute this program, see, simply you are getting an error. What? Runtime error. Okay, exception in thread main. Where? At line number 4. See, line number 4, you are getting the exception. What? Index 10 out of bounds for length 10. Okay, so length starts from 1, but index starts from 0, right? Length starts from 1, but index starts from 0. Okay, so here, yeah, see, for suppose if I gave 1 here, okay, 1 here, see, now 12 it will give. For suppose if I give 7, nothing will happen. Even you don't assign, okay, value at 7, it won't give any, okay, it won't cause any problem. Simply I will made it as comment, yeah. So simply you will get its default value. Okay, simply okay, so you will get default value. Actually for integer default value is 0, right? For suppose if you assign like this, okay, actually 0 to 9 indexes are there for array, right? So here where you assign a of 1 is equal to 12, so here at this index 12 will be stored, and remaining all indexes are stored by what default values like this. Okay, yeah, so this is what runtime error. So whenever, okay, so whenever you try to store what value, okay, at value at the index out of its range, okay, whenever you try to, okay, give what index value of an array out of its range, what happened? Array index out of bounds, exception is raised. Okay, so this is what exception or runtime error. Okay, and one more thing. Okay, so let me write a program. Okay, let me write a program. uh yeah, see, simple. Int a scanner sc is equal to new scanner on scanner of system dot, okay, yeah, now I'm going to read a value sc dot next int of, okay, next what I'm doing is int b is equal to sc dot next int of, okay, yeah. Now what I'm doing is int c is equal to a divided by b, okay, a divided by b, and sys out, okay, sys out c. So division, okay, division operation, okay, yeah. Now I'm going to execute this program. See, 10, okay, 2, okay, 5, okay, 5 we got right, 10 by 2. For suppose if I give denominator means b value as 0, 6, 0. Now you tell me what happened. If you try to divide by 0, to try to divide by 0, what will happen?
Infinity.
Zero division.
Uh,
Arithmetic exception.
what you will get? What you will get? Arithmetic exception, right? See, exception in thread main, okay, java dot long dot arithmetic exception. Okay, so this is another type of exception. Means, so whenever you give wrong input values, actually there is no mistake in my program, but I return this program and give it to someone who don't know, okay, about Java. Okay, simply he is going, just he know how to run the program. Okay, I guided him to run this program, okay, like this, and give inputs like this. Okay, but here he should not give b value as 0. Okay, should not give b value as 0, but he given b value as 0. Simply he is going to tell, okay, so some what error is in your program. So whenever I give okay, some values, so simply it is giving error. Okay, your program is not correct. Simply he is going to say like that. Why? Because he don't know anything about Java, right? So we should not okay, divide a number with 0. Now you tell me. Actually, here this exception is automatically handled by the Java virtual machine. Am I correct? This exception is already handled by the what Java virtual machine. Why? Because here see Java dot long dot arithmetic exception. Okay, so who given this exception actually? Who given this exception? Who prepared this exception? Even though it is error, okay, even though it is error, someone should, Okay, prepare this message and send it to the console. Am I correct? Right. For suppose
Yes.
if you compare your Java program, okay, so if there is any what statement missing semicolon or something, some syntactical mistake, okay, automatically your compiler is going to generate what the error message, and it is going to display in the it is going to display in the console, right? Now this is execution phase, right? Compiler, okay, won't involve in the execution. Okay, compiler not at all, okay, involved in the what execution of Java program. Now you tell me, okay, who is responsible for generating this message? This message is, okay, generated by the Java virtual machine. Okay, this is generated by the Java virtual machine, JVM. Okay, Java runtime environment. Okay, so whenever an exception is raised, okay, whenever an exception is raised, so that is what okay, that exception is identified by the Java virtual machine, and it is going to, okay, it is going to what prepare what corresponding, okay, it is going to prepare what corresponding, okay, exception details. It is going to prepare corresponding exception details, and it will send it to our what console, like this. Okay, yeah, sir, here my doubt, behalf of what someone like Archit, the behalf of Archit, I am asking this question. Okay, I am asking this question, sir. Already, okay, yeah, our JVM is handling, okay, exception like this, sir. But why we need to handle the exception explicitly? Why we need to handle, sir? Already, see, already we are handling this exception, sir. Okay, sorry. Already JVM handling this exception. Then why we are talking about again exception handling? Already Java has default exception handling. Okay, so that is handled by JVM. Then why we are talking again about exception handling? Now you tell me.
Because the program just crashes. It just ends when there's an error.
No, no, no. See, in Java, program won't crash, and our hardware is also safe. Already I told Java has default exception handling mechanism. Okay, that is take care by the what JVM.
No, what I mean is the program just terminates.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Abruptly.
That is fine. That is fine. That is fine. But I given this program to what end user. What I need to do in this case? I can't do anything, right? I can't do anything. Actually, I can't do anything. If we give b value as 0, what I have to do now? This is programmer fault or end user fault?
You could check for if b value is 0 or not before c is equal to a divided by b. We can check if b is equal to 0.
See, if you add that kind of what we call checkings, program execution may get slow, right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Right. Now you tell me. Okay. See, that's why, okay, in order to handle, actually this message is what whatever the message is thrown by the JVM. So whenever an exception is raised, JVM is going to throw what system defined error message. Okay, throws what this is system defined error message. This system defined error message is, okay, prepared by the, okay, this is what system defined, okay, system defined error message. Okay, error message, this system defined error message is also called runtime error. Okay, also called exception. Okay, okay, now this is thrown by the JVM, okay, to the console whenever an exception is raised. Okay, doesn't matter whether which exception it is, it will prepare corresponding system defined error message for the exception, it will throw onto the console. Okay, so as a developer we know, right? As a programmer we know, am I correct? We know these details, but end user don't know. Am I correct? Hello, hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So here end user don't know the details of exception. Okay. So that's why, okay, in Java we have try catch construction to handle the exception. So in try block, what I will do is simply I will put what a problematic code. Okay. I will put what a problematic code in the try block. Okay. So in try block, what I will do is actually this is problematic code. Am I correct? This is problematic code, right? Why? Because okay, so whenever you try to perform division operation with zero, up to this no problem, up to this no problem, even you accept zero here, doesn't don't make any problem. Whenever you try to divide what some number a with zero, then only you will get exception. Am I correct? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in this case, we will get exception. So here try block. In try block, what we will do is we will write problematic code in the try block. Okay. And every try block, okay, is corresponding to its catch block. In catch block, what we will do is we are going to catch the what corresponding exception. Okay. So here I may get what arithmetic exception, right? So that's why I'm writing what arithmetic exception here. Okay. So E is nothing but arithmetic exception. Okay. Arithmetic exception. Yeah. Now simply what I will do is E. Yeah. Now see what happened in this case. 10 0. See Java dot long dot. Okay. Arithmetic exception. Okay. So here, so previously you have not handled okay what arithmetic exception, but now you handle arithmetic exception, right? So what you are doing in here, you should write error handling code. Okay, here you should write error means runtime error, exception handling code you should write here. Okay, so now whenever okay an exception is raised in the try block, okay, an exception is raised in the try block, so immediately okay it will come out from the try block and it is going to okay check for corresponding catch block. Okay, actually here which type of exception is raised? Arithmetic exception, right? So that's why it is going to search for the corresponding okay arithmetic exception block. Yeah, here it is, right? Now here what you are doing, simply you are displaying arithmetic exception object. Okay, even if you display object directly, end user don't know the details. That's why what I will do is instead of displaying this exception object, okay, I'm writing okay, so don't enter. Okay, simply Archit. Okay, Archit, don't enter. Okay, Archit, don't enter what b value as 0. Okay, b value as 0. Now see here I'm entering 10 and 0. See now instead of displaying system defined error message, so previously okay what we are displaying system defined error message. What is the system defined error message? Exception in thread main java dot long dot what arithmetic exception colon divide by 0 at a line number. Okay, so it is going to display that system defined error message. Now what we are doing, instead of displaying system defined error message, I'm handling by using try catch. Okay, in try block, okay, so I'm writing problematic code, which code is okay cause for the what exception, and I'm handling okay the type of exception which may rise in the try block, right? Now I'm writing what user friendly error message in order to understand what actual cause of that exception in the catch block. Now Archit, okay, Archit is my friend, he don't know anything about Java. Okay, simply I created this program and I given to him and he is going to execute this program. For suppose if he enter 0, b value as 0, now you tell me, simply he is going to understand, right? Archit, don't enter b value as 0. Now he can understand, am I correct? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now he can understand what is the actual problem. Okay, so this is okay not programmer fault, this is my fault. I should not enter b value as 0. Okay, yeah, now here, so this problem is clear, right, for everyone? Is there any other problem you may get here? Is there
Sir,
any
here
other problem?
E is object.
Huh?
Sir, E is object here.
Yeah, arithmetic exception object. Arithmetic exception object E.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Now, is there any other problem you may get here?
So if we enter a non-numeric value,
Yes.
Decimal
Super.
value.
Super. Yeah. See now here for suppose. Okay. So 10. Okay. Unexpectedly I enter 10. See, you will get input mismatch exception. Okay. Input mismatch exception. Right. So one more. Okay. Problem is there. Right. So now while reading only you may get this exception. So that's why simply remove this and put it in the catch block. Sorry, try block. Did you understand this one? Here, while reading only, you may get what input mismatch exception. Okay, so this line also may cause for exception. Am I correct? Hello.
yes, sir.
Yeah. So you may get exception here also. Okay. So this cause problem. Okay. Now how to handle this exception? Which exception it is? Input mismatch exception. Right. Already you are handling. Okay. Arithmetic exception. Now one more exception is also okay happen. That is okay input mismatch exception. So that's why I'm adding one more catch block. You can add any number of catch blocks. Okay, corresponding to the try block. Okay, so you can add any number of catch blocks. Okay, corresponding to the try block. Okay, yeah. See. Then yeah, input mismatch exception is belongs to utility package. Star here. Yeah, now see here. Now you tell me in this catch block what you will write. What you will write?
Enter integer value.
Okay, please. Okay, check your input. Simply right. Please check your input. Okay, please check your input. Okay, and I will add one more thing. Whatever the message you want to convey, you can write. Okay. Okay. Please enter. Okay. Please enter numerics. Okay. Please enter simply integers, right? Actually, please enter integers. See now. See now. Yeah. 10 dot. See. Yeah. Now where the problem is occurred? At which line problem is occurred? Now you tell me. At which line problem is occurred?
Line number 6.
Line number 6 itself. Right. So whenever an exception is raised, okay, automatically what happened? Okay, immediately control come out from the try block and it is going to search for the corresponding catch block. So here exception, which exception is raised? Input mismatch exception. First is it is going to check with this. Okay, so it is not matching. And again it is going to check with this. Yeah, it is matched. So that's why it is going to display, okay, whatever the error handling code you have written in the inside the catch block. This is clear, right? So these are what are some situations where you will get what are, where you get exceptions. This is clear, right, for everyone?
Sir, for the same try, we can write multiple catch.
Yeah, for single try, you may write any number of exceptions. Yeah, sorry, any you can handle any number of exceptions. Means you can write multiple catch blocks for a single try block.
Okay, sir.
Okay, for suppose, okay, catch. What I will do is simply I will write what exception E here. Okay, exception here, and sys out E. Sometimes, okay, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, only I'm able to predict these two exceptions occurred in my program. Sometimes I'm not sure, there may be chance of getting another exception other than this input mismatch exception and arithmetic exception. In that case what I will do is simply I will write this what catch block by writing what exception E. Why? Because here exception is the base class for all the classes, for all exception classes. So it will handle what any type of exception. Okay, it will handle any type of exception. Okay, so that's why, okay, if you write, okay, at last this catch block with exception class, what it will do, so if you are not able to handle any type of exception, now it will take care about the other exception. Okay, this is rare case actually. Sometimes we may, okay, we are not sure, okay, about some exceptions. In that case you may add like this, and don't add in the beginning. Okay, don't add in the beginning. Why? If you write here exception block, what happened, these are unreachable, these are become unreachable. Why? Because if you write catch block, okay, it can handle any type of exception. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so if you write catch block here, okay, all will gets handled here. Then why, what is the need of writing remaining, okay, exceptions here? That is useless. That's why, okay, first identify the exceptions what you are able to handle, and write exception at last. Sometimes you may miss some exceptions. Those exceptions, if you miss some exceptions, those are handled by what, this exception class. After identifying that exception, simply add one more catch block here. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. So it's like a default
Yeah,
catch.
yeah, it's like a default. Okay, so this is clear, right, for everyone? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now I'm going to discuss exception hierarchy. So this is also important. See here, top level class is Java dot lang. Okay, Java dot lang dot object is the, okay. So in, okay, class hierarchy, object is the top level class. Okay, and in exception hierarchy, throwable is the, okay, base class. Okay, so here see, arrow mark should be like this, up arrow mark. So here extends, and for this throwable, okay, subclass is exception. Okay, subclass is exception. Okay, next here exception, okay, has two subclasses. One second, I will try to find that what we call image. Give me a second. So instead of drawing, okay, okay, sorry for the delay. Yeah, yeah, see, okay, so this is the exception hierarchy. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, one second. We'll do slideshow for better appearance from current slide. Yeah, now it is clear, right? Sorry. Yeah, this is clear, right? Yeah. See, in Java API, okay, in Java API, java.lang.object is the top level class. Okay. So in exception hierarchy, top level class is the throwable. Okay. So throwable class has two subclasses. One is error class and second one is exception class. Okay, error class and exception class. See here, error is what error class is used to handle. One second. Uh, can you take pen? Yeah, not able to write. I don't know why. Okay, okay. Yeah. See here, error class is used to handle what asynchronous exceptions. Asynchronous exceptions means so.
So you can
Uh,
get the pen tool is bottom left corner, the third option.
oh, sorry, sorry. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. So here, so these are called. This is. Oh,
The third one, sir.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But one second.
Do you want to change the color?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just click the
Change.
third one and then
Okay.
you can choose the color. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So here, error class is used to handle the asynchronous exceptions. Okay, asynchronous exceptions. So what is asynchronous exceptions means? So these are occurred due to the hardware failures. Okay, these are occurred due to the hardware failures. So hardware failures means, for suppose you have written Java program. Okay, you have written Java program, and you want to compile that program. Okay, so while compilation, okay, if there is no memory in your program, sorry, there is no memory in your what system. Now you tell me, there is no memory, at least 1 KB of memory is also not available in your system. Is it your fault? Is it your fault? No, right? So that is not our programmer fault or end user fault. So here, some hardware failures may occur at the time of execution. So these hardware failures are comes under asynchronous exceptions. Okay, asynchronous exceptions. So these asynchronous exceptions are handled by the error class. Okay, simply out of memory error, okay, and stack overflow error. Okay, these type of exceptions are called what asynchronous exceptions. These asynchronous exceptions are handled by the what error class. Okay, so here you no need to worry about these asynchronous exceptions. We won't ask you to write handle what asynchronous exceptions. Okay, yeah. Now these are the okay exception. See here, exception class is used to handle the synchronous exceptions. Synchronous exceptions means here these exceptions okay occurred due to programmer fault or end user fault. Okay, either programmer fault or end user fault. Okay, sometimes okay programmer okay forget to handle the exception. In that case we may get synchronous exception. And sometimes end user entered okay end user enter different value than expected, then you will get these synchronous exceptions. Now synchronous exceptions okay we can handle. Okay, yeah. Now for all synchronous exceptions, okay, for all synchronous exceptions, exception is the base class. Okay, exception is the base class. Now exceptions are two types: checked exceptions and unchecked exceptions. Okay, checked exceptions means these actually whether it is checked exception or unchecked exception doesn't matter. Okay, these two are raised at the time of execution. Okay, so why? Because okay, why? Because if there is any error which is okay raised at the time of compilation, then that is called compile time error. Am I correct? Okay, if error is generated at compile time, that is called compile time error. Okay, So here exception means that should be raised. That should be raised at runtime. Okay. Here unchecked and checked, both exceptions raised at the time of execution. Okay. At the time of execution. Runtime, these exceptions are raised. But the identification is different. Okay. So checked exceptions are identified by the compiler. Okay. Checked exceptions are identified by the compiler at the time of compilation, but unchecked exceptions are not identified by the compiler. Okay. Compiler, okay, not identified this what unchecked exceptions. Okay. Compiler force you to handle checked exceptions, but compiler won't force you to, okay, handle these unchecked exceptions. That is the difference. Okay. And these are the examples for checked exceptions: class not found exception, IO exception, SQL exception, interrupted exception. All these are checked exceptions. These are identified by the compiler, and compiler asks you to what handle this exception in your class. Okay. But here arithmetic exception, number format exception, null pointer exception, okay, array index out of bounds exception, string index out of bounds exception, all these exceptions are what unchecked exceptions. These are not identified by the compiler. Okay. For all these what unchecked exceptions, okay, so runtime exception is the base class. Okay. Runtime exception is the base class. Okay. For all checked exceptions, okay, exception is the base class. Is this clear? Any specific doubt here?
Sir, can you explain IO exception and SQ exception?
See here, these are the sample exceptions. Okay, you no need to think about it. And IO exception, I will explain in week 9. Okay, actually, this IO exception raised whenever you try to write data into the file or read data from the file. Okay, whenever you try to write data into the file or read data from the file. Okay. And SQL exception, so is okay, occurred whenever you try to store data from Java program to database. So there is no database concept in our syllabus, right? So that's why. Okay. So whenever you try to store your Java program data into database, then you may get SQL exception. Okay. Interrupted exception we will discuss in the week 10. Okay. Week 10. So interrupted exception may occur whenever your thread is in sleep mode. Okay. So you are trying to stop your what thread for some time. Okay. That may interrupted what permanently. So in that case, we should handle that interrupted exception. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, simply you don't need to think much about it. Simply remember that checked exceptions we should handle, okay, before, and unchecked exception, okay, we no need to handle in prayer. Okay. So if you forget to, okay, handle this unchecked exception, compiler won't force you to handle that. But if there is any chance of what this checked exception, then compiler force you to handle that exception. That is the difference. Is this clear for everyone?
So what
Yes,
do you
sir.
mean by these are raised at runtime? You said the checker is checked like compiler identified.
Just identify means there may be a chance of getting this exception. So please handle it. It will tell like that. That's it.
So you mean like
Okay.
if we just run the Java C in terminal, it will not raise the exception. But when we run the Java program, then it will raise the exception.
Yes.
Okay.
See here, for suppose here file input stream FIS is equal to new file input stream. So here file input stream is used to open a file in what file in reading mode. Okay. So let's say my file name is anand.txt. Okay. Anand.txt. See here it is giving error. Yeah. Add throws declaration are surrounded with try catch. Add throws declaration are surrounded with try catch. What it is saying? Okay, either you should add the throws declaration or you surround it with the try catch. Why? Because here it will, okay, it will generate file not found exception. Okay, file not found exception. Here, file not found exception may raised whenever you try to perform operation on file. Okay, here file not found exception is what? Checked exception. And here arithmetic exception and input mismatch exception, even you not handled this, okay, compiler won't force you to handle these exceptions. Already we have seen before. But this file not found exception, you must and should what? Handle this exception. Why? Because compiler is going to identify the checked exceptions only. Okay, checked exception means the class, the exception which is directly inherited from the exception class. Okay, whatever the class directly inherited from exception class, that is called checked exception. Did you get my point? So here file not found exception also one type of what? One type of checked exception. Okay, so I will show you using command prompt. See, here java p java dot lang dot file not, okay, so file not found, okay, file not found exception. So this is inherited from which class? We have to check. Oh, file not found exception. Second, let me check here. File not found. Is there any mistake in the spelling? Java p java dot lang dot file not found exception. Second. Okay, I think this is file related, right? So it is belongs to IO package. Yes. Yeah. See here, file not found exception. It extends IO exception. Okay. It extends IO exception. Now let me check IO exception. Okay. IO exception. See, IO exception is extended from exception. Means here file not found exception indirectly inherited from exception. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes, right. So now file not found exception is comes under which exception? It is comes under checked exception. So the classes, okay, the exceptions which are directly inherited from what? Exception class are called checked exceptions. Is this clear? Okay,
Sir,
so
what
you
about
need
missing
to
semicolon?
where?
No, sir, I'm asking what type of error would that be? Would be a
That
compiled
is
time.
compile time error.
Okay.
Compile time error.
It wouldn't be a checked exception.
No. That is not checked exception.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so this is clear, right, for everyone?
Sir, compile time error is not an exception.
Yeah, compile time error is not an exception.
Only runtime errors are exceptions.
Yeah, runtime errors are exceptions. Okay. Okay, this is clear, right? Okay, if it is clear, then I will go to what? User defined exception. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So new class user custom, I will say user defined or custom, both are same. Okay, custom exceptions. Okay, custom exception test I will take. Finish. Okay, what I will take, okay, so I want to find square of a number. Okay, I want to find square of a given number. Okay, Now you tell me how to find square of a given number. Simple program. Okay. Class square. Okay. Class square. Okay. So simply what I will do is int number. Okay. So this is user defined number, user defined exception class. Here I am going to create. Okay. Before that, see int number. Okay. So here my class name is square, right? So here what I am doing is public. Okay. Public. Okay. Int. Okay. Get square. Okay. Get square. Okay. Get square. Here number into number, am I correct? Square, number into number we have to return. Okay, very simple program. Okay, number into number we have to return. Okay, so
Sir,
it is giving error.
constructor
So
we will
return,
use.
right? Return. Okay, so in order to initialize this number. Okay, in order to initialize this number, what I will do is I'm going to generate constructor. So source generate constructor using fields. Yeah. So here, okay. So square is there. Yeah. Now what I'm doing is here I'm creating an object of square. Square s is equal to new square of 4 and sys out s dot get square. And now you tell me what it will return to try to execute this program.
16.
16. Okay, I'm creating one more object. Okay, copy. Okay, let me comment it and paste. I'm giving -4. Now you tell me what happened.
So again 16.
16.
Now you tell me, actually your input is not valid. Am I correct?
It is valid.
Why?
-4 square is 16, right?
I don't want to allow negatives.
Okay, then
I
it
don't
is.
want to allow negatives.
In that case, it is.
For suppose.
But sir, integer contain negatives.
Huh? Integer may contain negatives, but for suppose I'm going to find out a salary, salary or for suppose area of circle. What is the area of circle?
Pi r square.
Pi r square, right? So here circle. Okay. Now what I'm doing is here I'm taking radius. Okay, radius double. Okay, double radius. Okay, yeah. Now here I'm changing it to circle. Okay, so here double copy radius. Okay, radius. Okay, now 3.14 into radius into radius. So here input, what we required is what we require is radius value, right? So here I will change it to circle. Okay, so what I'm giving is 4.0. Here I'm changing it to get area. Okay, here also I'm changing it to get area. Okay, now see 50.24. Okay, now I'm changing it to minus. Now you tell me. Radius I given in minus. Is it possible? Minus radius.
Not possible.
Now you tell me how to identify.
Just an exception.
Okay, this is what exception, but there is no predefined exception to handle this type of exceptions. Am I correct? So in this case, okay, what I will do is I will create class negative radius. Okay, negative radius exception. Okay, negative radius exception. Okay, now I want to, okay, get, okay, I want to inherit my exception properties to this class. Simply what I will do is extends what extends exception. Okay, extends exception. Simply I will get, okay, properties of exception to this class. Now my class become exception class, right? Class negative radius exception is my own exception I defined. I want to, okay, make this as exception class. How can I make? By extending my, okay, my class from the exception class. Yeah, now what I will do is simply I'm going to, okay, generate the constructor. Okay, generate the constructor like this. Okay, and what I will do is actually this creating constructor is what not mandatory. This is optional one. Okay, yeah, so public negative radius exception string str. Yeah, now I'm going to call super of str, super class constructor I'm going to call. Yeah, see here this is mandatory. Okay, you should extend your what custom exception class from predefined exception class. Okay, this is mandatory. And writing what this parameterized constructor is what optional. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, as of now I want constructor like this in my user defined exception class. Okay, yeah, now see here negative radius exception I want to rise. Okay, I want to rise. When you want to rise this negative radius exception, please tell me when you want to rise this negative radius exception. If, okay, if radius, okay, is less than 0. Okay, if radius is less than 0. Okay, actually this negative radius exception is unknown to the JVM, unknown to the JVM. Okay, and okay, so unknown to the JVM. So this negative radius exception automatically, okay, not raised by the JVM. JVM not aware of this negative radius exception. Why? Because I defined. And JVM is aware of all predefined exceptions like arithmetic exception, input mismatch exception, every exception it knows. But this is my own exception. I want to tell, okay, I want to tell JVM, okay, please raise this exception on this particular situation. I want to tell explicitly, I want to raise this exception. When I want to raise this exception, whenever, okay, radius value is, okay, less than 0, right? So in that case I will use the keyword throw. Okay, I will use the keyword throw. Okay, which exception I am, okay, I want to raise, I want to raise, so that exception object I need to throw. Okay, throw new negative radius exception. Okay, throw new negative radius exception. See, negative radius exception. Yeah, here radius value, okay, should not be, okay, negative radius should not be negative. Okay, like this you need to throw. Okay, so here why we are throwing explicitly? Why? Because this negative, okay, radius exception is unknown to the JVM. So that's why we need to throw this exception explicitly whenever radius value is negative, less than 0. This is clear, right? Why we are using throw keyword to throw this exception. Okay, this negative radius exception is unknown to the JVM. So we are, what we are throwing this exception explicitly. Okay, we are throwing this exception explicitly. Okay, is this clear?
Sir, super STR.
What?
So, super str, line number 3.
Okay. See here, in exception class also, we have parameterized constructor. Okay, in exception class also, we have parameterized constructor. So in order to, okay, initialize that constructor, okay, we are calling super of str. See, if you go to exception class, so java p java dot lang dot exception. Okay, see here, string parameterized constructor is defined in the exception class, so we should call it, we
Okay.
should call it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is clear, right? Now see here, whenever I am throwing this negative radius exception, immediately your compiler is generating error. Why it is generating error? Why? Because you are throwing negative radius exception. So here negative radius exception is extended from exception class. Right. Already I told, right? So what I told? What I told?
It's a checked exception.
Yes, super. So it is checked exception. So here you are throwing negative radius exception whenever radius value is negative. Now, where is the code to handle this exception? Now compiler forcing you, right? Compiler is forcing you. Okay, you should handle this exception. So now, okay, so we should handle this exception. Okay, either you can handle or forward it to the its caller. I'll tell you what is forwarding the exception. Okay, so here I'm handling this exception as of now. Yeah, try, and I'm catching here.
Sir, why was there a checked exception?
Already I told, no, whatever the exception you are extending from exception class, that is called checked exception. See here,
Yes,
I
sir, but
think
on
you
line 30, there
joined
was
in.
a red line.
Yeah, see, checked exceptions directly inherited from exception class. Okay, all checked exception you should handle. Okay, you should handle at the time of compilation only. Checked exceptions are identified by the compiler. Already I told, no, this explanation. Did you join in the middle?
No, sir, I was there. Sir, I'm asking what was
Ah,
the exception that was shown on line 13?
line 30. Okay. So, okay. So you are asking why it is showing error, right? Not
Yes, sir.
exception. That is not exception. So compiler, what compiler is saying is, so here you are throwing what negative radius exception, right? So here you are throwing negative radius exception. So this is which type of exception? Checked exception. Why? Because this negative radius exception is what extended from exception class. Now this custom exception is comes under checked exception. So please handle it. It is telling please handle it. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yeah, clear.
Yeah. So now here I'm writing negative radius exception E. Yeah. Now simply what I will tell is what, see here, simply I will write E. Simply I will write E. See, try to execute this program. What happened? See, negative radius exception. Okay, negative radius exception. See, radius value should not be negative. Okay, radius value should not be negative. Okay, so like this we are handling. Okay, actually, so in get area method, if you write like this, okay, it is not looking good, right? If you handle here, okay, it is not looking good. Okay, I don't simply, okay, whether it is looking good or not, it doesn't matter. Okay, leave about it. Okay, leave about it. Okay, here I don't want to handle exception here. I want to throw this exception, but I'm not interested to handle what a negative radius exception in my method. Okay, so this is what this is Kali method. Okay, Kali method. Okay, and this is what caller. Caller means who is calling this method. Okay, see here, main method is called caller. Okay, caller main method is calling get area method. Okay, now this is called caller. and this is called calling. So this is called by the main method, right? Now what I'm doing is, okay, whoever calling this get area method, they will take care of this headache. They will take care of this headache. I don't want to, okay, I don't want to handle this headache. Okay, I don't want to handle this headache. Okay, just what I will do is, okay, if radius value, okay, if radius value is negative, simply I will throw this exception. Okay, simply I will throw this exception, and I don't want to take the headache of handling this exception to Kali. Okay, Kali don't want to take, okay, don't want to take the responsibility of handling this what a negative radius exception. Now you tell me, who is responsible to handle this exception? Who is the
Main.
responsible? Main method, caller. You are calling me. Okay, here there may be a chance of getting negative radius exception. No, I don't want to handle this exception. Okay, I don't want to handle this exception. If you want, you handle this exception. Otherwise, I don't want to handle this exception. Did you get my point? Here, main method is calling get area method. Okay, main method is calling get area method. Okay, now here, what get area is telling, so I don't want to handle this exception. I'm not interested to handle this exception. Okay, I will forward it to you. Okay, so please handle yourself. Did you get my point? I will forward it to you. So please handle yourself. I don't want to handle. Right? Now I want to forward my exception from Kali to caller. Okay? Kali to caller. In that case, what I will do is I will use throws keyword. Throws negative radius exception. Yeah. See, now where you are getting error? Where you are getting error? Okay, now error removed from line number 13 to line number 20. Okay, so now what happened? Here caller is calling this get area method, and here there may be chance of getting negative radius exception. This is of type what? This is of type checked exception. Okay, so now get area don't want to handle this exception. Simply it is forwarding to negative radius. Sorry, simply it is forwarding to its caller. Now caller is responsible to handle this exception. See, simply it is going to write it in a try block. Okay, try block, and it is writing corresponding catch block. So here negative radius exception. Okay, negative radius exception E. Now here sys out. Okay, E. Sys out. Yeah, now see, if you try to execute this program, see, negative radius exception. Okay, negative radius exception colon radius value, okay, should not be negative. Okay, what happened? See, you are calling s dot get area method, right? So here this circle, actually I will change it to C. Yeah, now this C is associated with the what? Radius value -4. Okay, -4. Now whenever you call get area method, this radius value is -4.0. This is less than 0. Now what you are doing here, whenever radius value is negative, simply you are, okay, simply you are raising exception explicitly by using throw keyword. Okay, which exception you are raising? Negative radius exception. Here exception is raised. Okay, here exception is raised. But here you are not handling this exception. You are forwarding this exception to what? It's a caller. Okay, it's a caller. This negative radius exception is forwarded to here. Right. So where you are calling this C dot get area? Within the try block. Now exception is forwarded to this try block. Okay, exception is forwarded to, okay, this try block. So whenever exception is raised in the try block, immediately come out from the what? Try block, and it is going to search for the corresponding catch block. Here corresponding catch block is there, and whatever you written in the corresponding catch block, that will be executed. Is this clear?
So it is clear, but why do we have two throw statements like in line 11?
See. here throw keyword you should write within the method body. Okay, within the method body. See, throw is different, throws is different. What throw will do? Throw will raise the exception, explicitly raise the exception, explicitly raise the exception. If some exception is unknown to the JVM, if you want to raise that exception, whenever particular condition, okay, at particular condition I want to throw this exception. Actually, see, if you comment this line, if you comment this line, if you try to get if you try to execute get area method, what happened? For suppose this line is commented, these two lines are commented, and this is also not there. Now you are trying to what? You are trying to find out what area of what? Area of circle by passing negative radius. Now what you will get? Some value you will get.
Yes, sir.
Am I correct?
Yes,
But
sir.
is this correct? So whenever you give negative radius value, is there any predefined exception to raise the is there any predefined exception raised whenever you give negative radius value?
No, no, sir.
No. For suppose you are trying to uh, performing division operation. There you have given denominator value as 0. Now you tell me. In that situation, is there any predefined exception?
Yes, in that case, there is.
Yes. Why? Because okay, that exception is known to the JVM. Okay, and the situation is also known to the JVM. But this situation is unknown to the JVM. See, this if radius value is less than 0, this situation is not known to the unknown to the JVM, and this exception is also unknown to the JVM. So here what I am doing is, okay, here whenever negative, okay, so whenever I give negative radius value, now I want to throw this exception explicitly. In that case, whenever you want to throw, okay, any exception explicitly, then you should use throw keyword. Okay.
Understood.
Yeah, now throws keyword, throws is different. Here, if you don't want to handle any exception, okay, if you don't want to handle any exception here in your method, and you want to forward it to its caller, then use throws keyword. Then use throws keyword. Throws keyword, forward the exception to what? Call it to caller. Call it to caller.
So if
Throw
we don't
keyword,
write,
yeah. If we don't
if we
write,
don't write the throws negative radius exception, then it
then
will
it give a compilation error, right?
in the red format the
Yeah. It will give
exception
compilation
had.
error.
Okay.
Yeah, then it will give compilation error. Yeah. See, one more thing. See here, negative radius exception colon what? Radius value should not be negative. See here, actually, here whatever the message you are passing in the constructor, that is displaying, okay, that is displaying with the exception, right? Along with the exception, it is showing. Am I correct? Okay,
Yes, sir.
instead of displaying this exception, I want to display only this message. I want to display only this message. Okay, see here also, sorry, here also, for suppose, if I try to execute this program, here I give 10, second, enter 0. Okay, let me comment it. Let me comment it. Sys out. Okay, sys out E. 10 0. Yeah, so this is the exception, and this is the string associated with exception. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
This is the string associated with this exception. I want only this what string associated with the exception. I want to get, okay, string associated with the exception. Then simply I will use dot get message method. Okay, it will exclude this one. Only it will, okay, get this what string associated with the exception. Okay, see 10 0 divide by 0. Now in this case, okay, in this case, okay, Now I don't want exception name. Okay, I don't want this exception name. Just I want get this string associated with the exception. So simply what I need to do here, simply I
Yes.
will write get message. Okay, see now if I try to execute this script, radius value should not be negative. So get message method is used to get what a string associated with the exception. This is clear, right, for everyone?
Sir, could you do one also when we comment the throws statement?
Okay. So simply I will remove this. See,
Yeah.
you will get see it is saying add throws declaration. Simply it is saying add throws declaration. Why? Because you are here, you are not handling, no. Okay, either you can handle or you can forward to your caller. Okay,
Yes.
already I told checked exception is identified by the compiler. Checked exception either you should handle or you can forward it to your caller.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you write this within the try block and write corresponding catch block, then it won't cause any problem. Either you can forward it to your caller simply. Who is the caller here? Main method is the caller. So here, what I'm telling is, so this is not my headache. I don't want to handle my this exception, negative radius exception. So I'm forwarding to you. Okay, take the headache of handling that exception. Now, see, main method is take care of what handling the exception.
Okay. And also, if instead it was extending runtime exception, then we would
Then you no need to
have the
then
throws.
you no need to do that. Even it won't give any such type of error. See, so simply if it is runtime exception, okay, if it is
T should be
runtime
capital.
exception, yeah. See, it won't give any error. Why? Now it has become unchecked, right?
Yes, sir. So now if you run it, then it will.
Yeah, won't cause any problem. Won't cause any problem. So it will run. See, negative radius value. See, radius value should not be negative.
Okay.
Yeah. Why? See, actually, so it is not good practice without handle the exception. So it good practice to handle the exception. So that's why here we are okay recommended to extend your custom exception class from exception class itself. Okay, so it is okay, it's a good practice to handle the exceptions before, right? So if you handle exceptions before, okay, then it will be good. So you should not okay handle the exception after identifying it. You should identify okay before. That is good practice, right? So that's why okay we are recommending to what we are recommending to create custom exception classes by extending exception class by extending runtime exception also you can do, but that is not good practice. Already sir told in the lecture this thing. If you want you can go through the lecture. Sir is also suggested same thing. Is it clear?
Sir, after line number 13, the control will go to line number 2,
Line number 13.
13.
uh,
After this line execution, the
ha ha
control
ha
will go to
yeah
line number
control
2.
will come to line number 11 actually. It will come to line number 11. Okay, so it will throw an exception from what method body to method signature. Now from this method signature to its caller, who is forwarding this exception from Kali to caller?
Main.
Main method, sorry, not main, throws keyword.
Okay.
Throws keyword is forwarding. See here, what what throw will do is throw keyword simply it will throw an exception explicitly. So whatever the exception is unknown to the JVM, that exception should be raised explicitly. Okay, I'm doing that here. Okay, at line number 13, I'm raising this negative radius exception whenever I entered what negative radius value. Okay, so whenever, okay, you raised some checked exception, that should be handled. Okay, that should be handled, or you can forward it to your caller. Either you can handle yourself, or you can forward it to your caller. If you want to handle, you can write try catch here and handle it, or you can forward it to your caller. So in order to forward to my caller, okay, who is the caller? Main method. So I want to forward it to my caller, that's why I'm using throws keyword. Okay, so now it is throws to what it is forwarding to my caller here. So that's why here I'm calling this c dot get area method within the try block. Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Sir, then the constructor is doing what?
What?
Sir, what is the use of constructor here?
If you want to add some message, if you want to add some message along with the exception, then add here.
Okay. So this will be done only when we declare a constructor of the exception.
Yeah. Already I told, no, this is optional. For
Okay.
suppose, okay, if you don't want to add any message along with the exception, okay, simply, okay, comment it. It won't give any problem. And while throwing the exception also, okay, simply, okay, throw new negative radius exception. Okay, and exception E. See, now only negative radius exception will be displayed.
Yes, sir.
Now I
Understood.
want to add, okay, some message along with the exception. Then what I will do is I will take this one, right? Did you get my point?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sir, in what case, if we remove throws, negative exception, it work like you did it, na? Sometime
Okay.
back.
So if you write runtime exception here, if you extend your class from runtime exception, then you need not to throws. You need not to throw. You need not to forward it.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, but that is not recommended. Already I told.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is clear, right? A try block, catch block, and a throw keyword, throws keyword.
Sir, in
All
the
are-
connection DB question, this try catch thing is used in the main method. You please check that question.
Okay. Okay, we will check. We will check. I will check from my end. Okay, Mahi, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. I will check and get back to you. Okay. So next, I want to discuss one more thing is finally block. So can anybody aware of finally block? Finally block. Finally
So,
block.
so the code will be executed irrespective.
Okay, I will tell you one real time scenario. Then you will get some idea. Okay, so see here, Java, not only Java. Okay, file new, don't save. Yeah. So this is one registration page. Okay, so this registration page backend I'm running Java code. Okay, so in registration page you have some fields, right? Name, okay, date of birth. Okay, like this I have some 25 fields, and at last I have submit button and clear button. Okay, so this is one registration form. Backend of this registration form, okay, Java code is running, for example. Okay, Java code is running now. Okay, so this Java program is connected to the database. Why? Because whatever the data you entered in the registration form, that should be stored in the database permanently, not temporarily. Why? Because if you register to the if you register in the Facebook, okay, if you register in the Facebook, no need to register again and again. Why? Because your details are stored in the database permanently. Simply you are going to use login page every time, right? So here, okay, in registration page I have form I have entered fields, and I'm going to click on submit. Now this Java code, it will read all the fields. It will read all the fields. Okay, after reading these fields, what it will do is, this Java code first, it will connect to the database. After that, it will either perform read or write operations on database. Okay, in this case what it will do, it is going to write, right? Okay, here it is going to read the data from form, and it is going to write into the database. Okay, so now it is writing, okay, data into the database. At last, okay, so whatever the connection it is established, it is going to close. Okay, it is going to close, right? Now here, okay, here exception may occur anytime. Exception may occur anytime due to several reasons. For suppose exception is raised while, okay, establishing the connection. So everything I have written in try block, this all code, and I have written corresponding catch blocks. Okay, now you tell me, while establishing the connection, exception is raised. What happened? There is no problem, right? Simply it is come out from the try block, and it is going to execute its corresponding catch block. Okay, and okay, connection is successful. There is no exception while connection. But after establishing the connection, while writing data into the file, while writing data into the database, or while reading data from the database, I got exception. I got exception. And now you tell me what happened. If exception is raised, immediately it will come out from the try block, and it is going to execute corresponding catch block. Right. Here connection is opened. Okay, connection is opened. While writing the data into the database, exception is raised. Already I told, whenever, okay, exception is raised, okay, immediately control come out from the try block, and it will execute catch block, corresponding catch block, and it never return back to it never return back to the try block again. Now you tell me, already database is in open mode. Okay, open mode. Now whether it is closed or not, whether it is closed or not,
It is not released.
no, right? Here
Yes.
this, whatever the code you have written to close, okay, whatever the code you have written to close, okay, that will not be executed. Why? Because, okay, once exception is raised, okay, it won't come back to the try block again. Simply it will execute corresponding catch block. That's why. So this is security issue, right? This is security issue, right? Why? Because in database you have lots of data, security data, right? So here you open the connection, okay, but you didn't close it. So this is security issue. Okay, so that's why we have okay, one alternate. That is, in try block, what I will do is, I will write code for connection establishment. Okay, and I'll write code for write and reading data from the database. Okay, and I will write all corresponding catch blocks, and after, okay, writing all catch blocks, what I will write is finally block. I will write finally block. Here I will write, okay, here I will write closing part. Okay, here I will write closing part. Yeah, here, see what finally block will do. So here finally block is executed irrespective of raising an exception in the try block. Whether exception is raised or not doesn't matter, but it will execute. Whatever the code you have written in the finally block, that will be executed. Okay, here connection is established. Okay, connection is established. and reading or writing operation is also successful. This is successful and this is also successful. Okay, this is also successful. Yeah, now here, okay, it will neglect the all catch blocks. Why? Because if there is no error, okay, it will neglect all catch blocks and it will come to the finally block and close the connection. Okay, and here constraint is established. For suppose here exception is raised. So whenever an exception is raised, immediately it will execute corresponding catch block. After executing the corresponding catch block, again it will come to the what? Finally block. Whether exception is raised or not, doesn't matter. This finally block will be executed always. Okay, this finally block will be executed always. Okay, so if there is no exception, okay, it will come try to finally directly. Okay, for suppose there is an exception in the try block, so try to, it will come to catch. After catch, it will come to finally. Okay, see, whatever, whether exception is okay, not raised or raised, doesn't matter, but finally block will be executed always. Did you get my point? Hello, hello, are you
Yes,
there?
sir.
Okay, so see,
So,
yeah, tell me.
so if we don't use a finally and just write code after the catch block, won't it be still executed?
Yeah, it will be executed.
So what is the use of finally? Like, even after the catch block, if the code is running, that
See here, finally block mainly used for cleanup code. Cleanup. I want to close something, whatever I have opened. For it is majorly giving to okay, perform some cleanup operations. For suppose if you open the file or if you open the database, okay, that related code you want to close, right? In that situations, we have to use that finally block.
but like closing the database can also be done outside the catch block. Like after this, like in line number 26, we can directly close the database, right? We don't necessarily require the finally block.
No. See here, we have some what we call flow, right? So why you want to write outside of the finally?
No. What I'm trying to understand is like if we had some code after line number 25, like after the catch block,
Ha.
that
So see,
code
for
that
suppose,
code will still be executed, right? If we don't
ha.
if we don't have the finally block, it will still, the code after that will still be executed. And finally is also doing the same thing, like irrespective of try or catch running, finally will be executed. So it is, it makes no difference to use a finally or not.
One second. Execution finished. See, okay, radius value should not be negative. So in this case, exception is raised, and I'm removing this. Yeah. So now also executing. So your question is,
Like
so we,
if we comment out
yeah,
line 26 and 28, like we don't have the finally block.
like this you want to write, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So without finally also, yeah. But
And
there is some specific requirement of this finally. Okay.
what I can, like,
Uh, yeah.
maybe finally will only work like if, for example, we have some specific variables in the try block.
Yeah. See here. See, already I told no. So here connection object we have, right? Connection object we have. So if we want to close this connection object within finally, right? So this specific connection object which is belongs to try. Okay, if we want to close those, so we can close it in the finally block. So whatever the variables belongs to this try block, those we can close in the finally block, right? See, here already I told, right? See, finally block is used for cleanup operations. What we have to clean up here? Either database objects or file objects. Okay, these objects we can close. Okay, we can close within the finally block. So if you try to close within the try block, see, if you try to close these objects within the try block, is there any what we call problem? If you try to close this connection object, file object within the try block, is there any problem?
Yes, sir. If like an error is raised, then that
Yeah,
part
yo.
of code will
So
not be.
yeah. So that's why instead of closing here, we are closing it within the finally block.
So finally, it's just like a cleaner way to write code.
Yeah. For closing, cleanup operations. Already I told no. For cleaning operations, we are using finally block.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So for suppose if you open any database or file, so if you want to close it, okay, you should write with that cleanup operation within the finally block. That's it. Okay. So here finally block will be executed irrespective of raising an exception in the try block. That's it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir, could we define a finally block without mentioning the try and catch block?
No. See, yeah, actually, good question. I don't know name. Who is that?
Sir, Samyukta.
Yeah, Samyukta. See, here try you can write with finally. It is possible. Okay, try with finally. It is possible. Okay, and try with catch, and you can write multiple catch blocks. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, multiple catch blocks and try. Okay, write multiple catch blocks and last you can write finally. This is possible. Okay, try. Okay, catch and write only one finally. This is also possible. Okay, but catch finally is not possible. Catch finally is not possible. Okay, did you get my point? Catch finally is not possible. And even if you try to write try, okay, finally and catch like this is also not possible. Why? Because you can write try finally. Okay, up to this is valid, but here, okay, you cannot correspond this catch block with finally. Okay, so always try block should correspond with the, sorry, always catch block should correspond with the what, try block.
So what does try finally do? Like it's
See, here you can write some code in the try and write finally here. Okay, finally here. Let's say database. Okay, so previous example. So here I have written code for what, database opening and performing read or write operations, and write database cleaning operation here. Cleaning operation here, but here you are not handling any of the exceptions raised in the try block. That is also possible. It won't cause any problem.
no.
But
So
yeah,
what's the use of that in this case?
there
Like
is no use. There is no use. You are
Sir,
able
I
to
think
write like this.
exception won't be
Yeah,
that
simply
off.
here you are not handling the exception. You are, okay, here the exception is handled by the, here exception is handled by the JVM. Why? Because here you are not handling by using corresponding catch block.
so
Right.
in this case, if an exception is thrown, Will
Yeah,
the
that is not handled by us. That is handled by JVM.
no? So in that case, will the finally block will be executed, or will it just stop the program?
No, finally block will be executed.
Even if we
If you
do
want,
not handle the
yeah,
exception.
yeah. If you want, I will show you. Right? Yeah. See, we'll take sample. Right? Uh, Let me comment it. Arithmetic exception. Okay, let me comment it. And I'm writing finally. This out. Execution. Actually, I haven't tried it. Yeah, now I'm going to. Yeah. See, 10, 0. Okay. See, execution finished. It will execute. It will execute finally block. See, exception also handled, but this exception is not handled by us. Why? Because here I forget to handle this what arithmetic exception. Yeah, if you want, I will comment it this also. Okay, so there is no corresponding catch blocks here. Okay, only I have written what finally block. Yeah, so simply now I will give 10.0. Now input mismatch exception. See, execution finished and exception is also handled. Okay,
Okay, so
so
the
in
code
this
is fine.
case,
Yeah.
yeah, what happened is here you are trying to assign 10.0 to A. Actually 10 point here you included some what data operator here. So now this entire this thing will become string. Am I correct?
Yes, a string or a
Yeah.
floating
Now
point.
if you try to assign string value, okay, to the integer, okay, to the integer, simply it is going to throw input mismatch exception. Okay. Now it is trying to find, okay, now it is trying to find corresponding catch block. Okay, there is no corresponding catch block, right? So immediately it will come to what finally block and it will execute the finally block, right? Still exception is remains, still exception is remain unhandled. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now JVM will come into the picture and it will handle it and it will prepare what system defined error message and it will throw into the what it will throws into the what console. For suppose if you handle it, if you handle, yeah, if you handled it, see, now the case is different. So 10.0, enter. See, now what happened? Okay, now exception is raised at line number 10. Already I told it is checking for the corresponding catch block. Now you tell me, now corresponding catch block is found or not?
Yes, sir. It is.
Yeah, it is found, right? So it is going to execute whatever the okay statements you have written in the corresponding catch block. See, it is executed both the statements. After that, as usual, it will come to finally block and it will execute it. That's it.
So finally, code will not only execute if the exception is raised, but also if it is not handled also.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes,
So
right.
okay, now okay.
Yeah. Finally, block will execute forever until you what we call uh, exit from the program explicitly. Until you exit the program from the program explicitly.
And what if finally also throws an exception?
Fine. Yeah, then you should write. Then you should write try and catch block within the final.
Then JVM will handle it.
Yeah, JVM will handle. And if you think there may be a chance of getting exception in finally, you may write try and catch here also. That is also possible. You can write. See, try and write corresponding catch block. It will allow. It won't give any error. See. Okay.
So nested try catches are allowed.
Yeah, nested try catch is allowed.
Okay.
See here for suppose arithmetic exception. See, is there any error? Compile time error? No, right? So if you suspect, okay, I may get what some exception within the finally block, you can write that exception related code here. That is also possible. You can write one more finally within the finally. That is also possible. See, is there any error?
No, no.
Okay. So up to this clear, right? Exceptions, everything.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, actually week 7 is very vast. Okay. So we have lot of concepts in week 7. Okay. Yeah. You no need to worry. So I will explain each and everything clearly. Okay. So I hope this is clear, right, for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay. So I'm stopping here. Okay. So actually in week 7, what we have is exceptions. See, we have exceptions. Okay. So exceptions and assertions, right? Assertions, logging. Okay. Assertions, logging, and one more, packages, right? Packages. So here, exceptions already I finished, and still one more concept is pending in exceptions. That is get cause and init cause. Okay. So this is chained exceptions concept. Get cause and init cause. Get cause and init cause. So here get cause and init cause I will explain in PPA. So PPA it will be covered. Okay, I will cover this get cause and init cause in PPA. So in next week I will discuss this get cause and init cause. Okay, so and assertions is there, no? So assertions concept. Okay, it will take just 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, and logging also I don't want to take more than 10 minutes. Okay, and packages it will take hardly 15 minutes. Okay, so first 1 hour, okay, what I will do is I will discuss these concepts. And while okay, live coding, so while live coding I will discuss about this get cause init cause while discussing PPA. Is this clear?
Sir, when would be the next class? I don't see it scheduled.
On Saturday.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so
Oh,
when this week 7 deadline?
30th, sir. Also, could you check it again because the week 8 deadline is also the 30th. And given the vast the concepts in week 7, I don't know whether we will be able to cover the week 8 topics also.
Yeah. So I will check with the team. So I will tell them. So still week 8 is not okay. So started. So if possible, you may extend the deadline. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is clear, right? Today, whatever the topics we have discussed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so first we discussed about what is exception and the types of exceptions. Next, try block, catch block. Okay, next throw keyword, throws keyword, and finally block. These topics we covered in this session. And in next session, what I will cover is assertions, logging, packages, and one more thing, that get cause and init cause. So Saturday session, I'm not sure. It may, okay, so extended up to 11. Okay, 8 to 10, right? It may extend it up to 11. Okay,
Sorry, I didn't get the
Yes, sir.
8 to 10.
actually our session is 8 to 10, right? So
Oh,
it may
okay.
extend it up to 11, I'm telling.
Okay.
Why? Because I need to cover all the things, right? That's why. Okay, don't miss the session.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thanks everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Shall we bind up?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.